My first prediction is a real increased focus on accountability. I think that because we're so involved in the day to day of operating gyms, if you do have a facility, there's some inherent accountability, right? People sign up for appointments. They have a prescribed training program to adhere to. The equipment's already laid out for them, so it's easier to execute. There's somebody coaching them through, holding them accountable in the moment from set to set and even rep to rep. They have some peer accountability in a lot of instances with groups or even semi-private type of training. So there's a lot of accountability kind of baked into somebody coming into the facility. Now, a few years back, when we really saw an explosion of online training, we saw such a dramatic difference when people just said, hey, here are training programs. Go execute this. And they'd give them access through an app to some videos or even an Excel spreadsheet with links to videos and descriptions. And the compliance was not nearly as good. The results were not nearly as good. There's a reason why having that heavy dose of accountability works, is because we're asking people to adopt new behaviors, to get out of their comfort zone, to do things that maybe they're not incredibly experienced at or really good at or have had a track record of success with. And it takes accountability to keep people on track with that. Well, now we are operating in a landscape that has access to more information than we've ever had before. We've always been able to get training programs out of magazines for a few dollars. Now, you can go on YouTube and, pull down, follow along workouts kind of at your discretion. Heck, I had a client in one of our coaching programs who's owned a gym for years, build his first house by watching YouTube videos and was able to do about 80% of it just by that. And, so that's not, the access to information is abundant. And with AI, it's only going to continue to go in that direction. There's going to be more and more and more. People can get workouts on their phone. They can generate workouts through AI apps and platforms. So how are we not seeing just dramatic improvements in results if people have access to all this programming? Well, I would tell you that the accountability that people have in the gym, it's not real prevalent outside the gym. And frankly, that's where a lot of their success or lack thereof comes from. And their accountability being consistent with nutrition, their accountability being active outside the hour a day, 3 days a week they come to a gym. The accountability when it comes to recovery, when it comes to supplementation or anything else they're going to do to accelerate their progress. Well, they need those kind of touch points to really kind of guide them and troubleshoot and problem solve to keep them on track, to get them back on track when they may take a detour, when they may stumble. And we do that great inside the four walls of a facility. We don't do that so well outside. And I think that's going to be the opportunity. I think so many people in our industry are starting to recognize that if all you're doing is hosting workouts, you're leaving 165 hours a week to chance. And those 165 hours can undermine a lot of the progress you make during the 3 hours that you're supervising somebody. So I fully expect that accountability will play a bigger part in the success of gyms and the success of online programs, hybrid programs. I think if somebody, you see this a lot where you have like destination facilities where somebody might go in, get assessed, get a program designed for them, and then they go home and have to execute the program. Sometimes that works a little bit better when it's a high level athlete or somebody that, is really invested in the performance that they need to have on the field or on the court. So they may be a little more consistent, but even there, those people do better when they're in, regular communication with a coach. So when you're thinking about people who have full lives, who have families, who have jobs, who have everything on their plate, and this is something they're trying to add, something they're trying to integrate into their lifestyle, accountability will be paramount. And that may mean daily check-ins via text. I mean, there are companies out there that do a great job even doing daily phone calls. It may mean, check-ins once a week with a quick Zoom, video chat, phone call, something like that. And then a couple check-ins through the course of the week with text messaging. But accountability is going to be a big part of the success of a lot of the training businesses, whether it's online or offline, but maybe more surprisingly for the offline, because I think we've been able to kind of get by without it in the past, but it's going to be a bigger part of that than ever before. And frankly, it's going to be a differentiator that's going to allow a lot of people to thrive and probably leave a lot of other businesses in their wake.